All right, welcome to another guided Gassho meditation. Thank you guys for joining again. I'm just going to break down how this meditation is going to play out. We'll start with a little bit of Kinyoku, dry bathing. It's just a way to prep the vessel for the stillness that we're hoping to experience, just with ourselves in this space that we're in. And then we'll also get into intention setting. I love intention setting just because it helps anchor in the focus for where we want this energy to be nurtured in. And then we'll kind of get into the actual meditation. I'll guide you through some visuals and through some experiences before I allow Reiki and your own universal life force to guide you. And I'll kind of play some music in the background to help support that. And then at the end, I do have a question in mind more so as like a journal reflection moment before we've done like oracle card readings and like channeled messages. But it really feels very reflective, very much in this Scorpio energy, very much in the full moon reflecting sun's light in the surface. So I just want to instill a question that we can contemplate on for the rest of May and honestly leaning into June as we get into closer to this summer solstice energy. And so we'll kind of do that towards the end. Okay. So I actually am feeling called to use black tourmaline. I just past weekend, I feel like I've just been called to black crystals, whether it's shungite, obsidian, smoky quartz. And when I tapped into it, there's definitely a lot of take what resonates, leave the rest, but psychic attacks because the frequency of the earth has definitely been raising really fast. There's been a lot of resistance from the other side that is attempting to combat it, whether it's through distortion of spiritual wisdom, whether it's distortion through the news, the media, the stuff that's going on. Even what I'm feeling too is technology has been like glitching. I don't know if you guys have been feeling it with like Wi-Fi, internet, or just like a message isn't going through, or like you're trying to take a photo, but like the camera's not turning on, just like random stuff like that. I feel like has been happening a lot recently with me and just some other people I've been talking about. So just some things to keep in mind as we get into this meditation. Sorry, I'm feeling a lot of heart chakra stuff at the moment. Um, so we'll definitely focus a lot of on the heart today, just to anchor in all of our energy, to pull in all the energy from any place, person, or situation back into the center of our being. So to get started, let's go ahead and rub our hands together just to get the hand chakras acclimated. I like doing this too because it helps me ground into the sensations of your body, feeling the skin, the wrinkles within your hands, breathing gently. Then we're going to get into some Kinyoku dry bathing. So I like to start with the shoulders down to the arm. So we can wipe away from the shoulder down to the wrist and away. Other side, shoulder down to the wrist and away. Just with intention of wiping away any type of residual energy. Feel free to switch to the undersides of your arms. Continue to do so as you breathe into your body. Feel free to do your head if you need to, and your shoulders, allowing yourself to settle deeper into the space. I like to do my body as well, just wiping down. It's a great way to also activate the other chakras in your body, the other sensory nerves in your, other parts of your skin. And this helps for meditation as you become accustomed and tuned into the sensations and the energies that are flowing within you. All right. So the next thing that we are going to do is now that our vessel is prepared, our hands are activated, we're going to bring our hands in Gassho. Gassho in Japanese is just prayer hands. I like to rest the thumb gently in your heart center. relaxing your shoulders as well. And in this moment, I invite you to close your eyes with me, taking a couple of deep grounding breaths, allowing your stomach to relax with each breath, allowing your brows to soften, feeling your jaw relax. Take this moment to reflect on your intention for this meditation. Breathe that intention into your body, allowing this intention to guide you through the rest of this meditation. Feeling yourself become more relaxed, feeling your aura soften and open. Let's just breathe into this for a second. Now, slowly bring your consciousness to the space between the palms of your hands. Feel any sensations, whether it's the warmth, pressure between your fingertips. Allow this sensation to slowly expand your hands. As you continue to breathe, feel your awareness expand from your hands to your arms, your shoulders, towards the center of your chest. Let's take a moment to sit with the energy in this space that is your heart. Does your heart expand with each breath? This is your divine essence. This is your life force. Off to go deeper into this space. Listen to its whispers. Open yourself to its gentle nudges. Allow this life force energy to guide you. Surrender and let go resistance to this energy. Slowly breathe. So you just sit in this stillness for a second. Feel free to relax your hands and relax if you feel called to do so. Wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. And when you are ready, slowly bring your focus back to your eyes. Yeah, how are you guys feeling? If you feel comfortable sharing, feel free to write in the chat, or if you'd like to unmute yourself, and drink water.
Yeah, I definitely feel a little calmer. Um, and I didn't get my intention was to, you know, be open to exploring what anxiety I was feeling. And I didn't get any insights necessarily, but just like being present with the sensation where it was in my body um, felt good. And I was curious, were you playing music while we were doing that?
Yeah, I was playing some like low music.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't hear it. Wasn't sure if it was supposed to be playing for us.
Oh, did any of you guys hear any music or I may have forgot to uncheck the sound. I bet.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that actually too. Anyone else feel comfortable sharing their experience?
Yeah. Suyin here. Good to see you, Bryan.
Good to see you.
So nice to sit with all of you. I'm sorry that I came in late, but I just immediately felt the energy of what was happening, and it felt quite powerful. And I really liked the direction of kind of softening the aura. That that did a lot for me. And yeah, and just allowing the energy, just um, I could really feel how it is sometimes a matter of simple allowance, and when that intention is there, it's like, and yeah, so it felt like a very strong wellspring, um, and of love, which was also my intention. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Appreciate you being here and thank you for sharing that and just being vulnerable. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of
Thank you. Thank you.
course.
I think for me, my intention was pretty much like understanding surrender and what that looks like for myself. And throughout that, like I was just like what kept coming to my head was like contracts. Like I just kept seeing like contracts and
Mm,
contracts. And so like I feel like that has to play into it, like and not just contracts that are just mine, but the contracts that I have with other people. And I feel like that's out of my control. And so I have to like kind of just understand like when those contracts come about, like that's the time that I show up, right?
Mhm.
And I also had like this really intense like energy right here in the middle of my head. It kind of felt like it was like pinching, but then also kind of felt like it was kind of like trying to poke through or like push through. And so I
mm,
want to like figured that out because that was intense. I've never felt that before, but it was like this pressure right here that was like trying to come through, or it was like pinching in some way. So like I need to explore that some more.
Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't really heard it be described like that, but I appreciate you sharing that. That's very powerful. Thank you. Um, yeah, for me, it was, I don't know, I started feeling called just chanting the Reiki symbols in my mind, because it felt grounding to do that. And so I was just chanting a lot of the symbols in my mind. And then I was just honestly just feeling so much gratitude for you guys because I moved here by myself from California, but then I realized I didn't really move here by myself. I always had people like you or community that was just there in the background or like in my field. And so I appreciate all of you guys just being there because, the journey is journeying. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So this is really special. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, does anyone else want to share any feedback or comments from their experience, their meditation before I get into the reflective question for the month? Hazel says, "Me too, so much pressure on the forehead." Yeah, absolutely. Um, which is interesting too, because the question that was coming up for me a lot today and this past weekend is having to do with devotion. I know devotion is a very abstract word, but I like to think of it as almost the best way to use as a parallel is like commitment or like determination, kind of that energy. And so the question that I've been asking myself that I feel like a lot of people can benefit from is like, what does devotion mean for you? What does it mean to be devoted to your physical life, devoted to your physical existence? Because sometimes symptoms of lack of devotion can come into play, whether it's shallow breath, shallow breathing, almost like we're not fully committed into being the physical. And so we're withholding our breath, which is the source of our life. Honestly, it's what's keeping us alive. And so just something to reflect and contemplate on is what is devotion? What does that mean for you? What does that look like for you? And that could be in any aspect of your life, whether it's your relationships with yourself, with your healing journey, with the service you offer for other people, with just how you show up in the world for yourself, and just how you connect with nature and with Gaia. Like, what does devotion mean for you? And so that's kind of just a question I would like to close this meditation with. And if you guys do feel called to share like a quick answer about it, feel free to unmute yourself if you just had like something that you're just feeling nudged to comment on when it comes to devotion. But that's kind of the closing question I had for you guys.
So for me, this is so on point because I just was reflecting on how difficult it is to really truly want to be grounded on the
Yeah.
planet right now, and not in a cognitive way, but just in my body, I can just feel the resistance to it, and but I am in my heart devoted to being here
Mhm.
and fully anchored, and I just am feeling that there's unconscious resistance. So a beautiful exploration to play with for me. Thank you so much for offering that. It was perfect.
Absolutely. Just a reminder before we close, drink plenty of water because even though we're practicing meditation, it is still a form of energy work as we tap in with our own life force. So drink plenty of water to help integrate whatever was coming through for you today and plenty of rest. And if you guys have any questions, comments, or would like to see other things in this space, let me know. I'm definitely open to any ideas. I did mention before of there's this idea that came in about self Reiki circles. That's still kind of in the works at the moment, but definitely I'm ready to anchor that shit in, honestly, because it's something that I've been wanting to do because I do a lot of self healing, but it's nice to do that with other people, honestly. Yeah. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you so
Beautiful. Thank
much.
you, Brian.
Bye bye.